Good morning, everybody. It is January the 12th in New Orleans, Louisiana. This is the airport, KNEW, and it's the day before eSTOL National Competition. And that's going to be held in Jennings, Louisiana tomorrow on the 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 1 p.m. local time. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to start off here at KNEW in New Orleans, which is my hometown, and we're going to fly all the way over to Jennings in my airport. Now, before we get started, I just want to say like a little something about this airport. This airport has a little more special significance to me beyond just that it's a local regional airport in my area. Um, that building that we're looking at right now, that used to house the Army National Guard station that was based here. There was actually two technically here. There was the A-12th and the 244th Aviation Battalion. Back in the late 80s and early 90s, I was a Huey helicopter mechanic, and this is where we came in and did our thing once a week. I'm sorry, not once a week, but once a month. We did a weekend once a month, 2 weeks in the summer, and yeah, this is I've been in this building many times, and the thing about it is that Microsoft did a decent job of recreating the building, but when I looked at it, it's like that's not quite right. And I'll show you a Google Map picture of what it did look like. There were some buildings that were taken out, and we'll switch back over here to this feed. There were some buildings that used to be over here that are no longer over here. But yeah, different modifications, different paint job. But all in all, this is an airport that's near and dear to my heart. I've been here quite a bit. I have not been here recently, but today we're going to jump into the Wilga. This is the aircraft that I am going to be flying during the competition. I am Sawdust Dragon number 42, and as always, this right here is Noodle. Noodle is my co-pilot, coach, mentor. Noodle's been with me for quite a bit. Basically, Noodle is a friend of mine's bird, and yeah, Noodle loves eSTOL. Anyway, so we're going to go here and do our pre-flight check. Obviously, we're pretending to be real, so I would be removing the chalks, would be looking at all the air surfaces, making sure everything works correct. And yep, we're going to say that we did everything that's on the outside, and we're going to go ahead and hop on in and go ahead and start her up and get going to Jennings, Louisiana. Okay, so we hopped into our aircraft, and we're going to get ready to head on out to Jennings, Louisiana, do a little competition. But first, let's talk about this airplane. As far as the model of it in Microsoft Flight Sim, it's done by a company called Got Friends. And just, I mean, look at this airplane. Just everything about it is just freaking phenomenal. It's just really well crafted. And back here, you got like a little cargo area. Obviously, you could load up some fishing gear and camping gear and whatnot. You can load up your friends back here, and friends, family, go on a vacation, go do some fishing, go do some camping, and also, if you go here, I'm gonna do a couple little buttons here. If you hop into the back seat, this is a nice little airplane. It's got like a little space. Now the the paint job and some of this extra modeling I did, Got Friends didn't do this part, but that's me. Got to do a little something special for myself and for anybody who wants to fly in the back with me here. All right, so I'm gonna get back into the pilot seat, and we're going to go ahead and get ready to rock and roll on this guy. So first thing, we're going to take the gust off, the gust lock. We're going to look at our control surfaces. While I was outside, I would have taken off that chalk and the pitot tube cover, as you see way up over there. Again, we were pretending to be real, and the way that Got Friends does this is we have our little checklist. Well, it's not a full checklist, it's just additional options, right? So we can take the pitot cover off. Yep, it's off, and we can take our wheel chocks out, and they're out. You'll also see up here, yeah, smoke generation. I haven't played with that one yet. We're gonna have to do it, but you can unpack all this stuff here. And I mean, like if I were to put the hammock and undo the cargo and everything, hang the lantern. I gotta get that. Boom. All right. So we got our little lantern, we got a hammock, and we got all this kind of cool stuff out here. I mean, it's just really cool. So we come out here and pack all that stuff up because we're getting ready to rock and roll out of here. Now, if I turn this engine realism on, first thing I want you to notice is on the fuel selector. As with most aircraft, you got left, both, right, and off on either side. In the Wilga, in the real world, you don't have a both option. See, there's no both option. We're going to leave this in engine realism mode, and you have to kind of monitor your fuel by looking out the window and understand that it's not taking out from both wings at the same time. So you got to like toggle it back and forth between left and right wing. Just scooch up just a touch. I don't feel like I'm in my seat the right way. All right, there we go. So yeah, let's go ahead and start our procedures here. So we did that. We're going to turn on the battery here. Check out our voltage. We're going to turn on this light here. Let everybody know that we're getting ready to do things. I don't want to turn too many things on because it's a drain on the battery before you actually get the engine started. So that is pretty much all we're doing before we get the engine started. And then we're going to put you to, come on, we're going to go with the left first. Sometimes it's a little finicky to grab this guy and go. There we go. And then we're going to do our fuel mixture, put that in, and then we're going to prime it. Boom, boom, we're primed. And that's when we can turn our fuel pump. And over here, this aircraft doesn't have an electric start. It uses compressed air. So we'll open that valve, and our needle comes all the way on up over there, and so we can take a look there, and that is good to go. All right, so then we go ahead and turn that magneto to both. Okay, and now we can turn spark shower on. And at this point, you're looking, make sure the props are clear. You yell out the door, props clear, and let's go. There it is. All right. I'm going to cover that back up so you don't accidentally hit that button. And now we start turning things on. Well, actually, we also have something to turn off. So first of all, we're going to turn on the generator because we need to keep things good. Turn the fuel pump off. And so this first switch, it's not modeled in here. I think that goes to some an old piece of avionics that is not installed in this version of the Wilga. So I'm flying the 80X. So we're going to turn all these guys here on. Radio, got a transponder. We don't need to turn windshield wipers on. I would put that towards the end, but hey, I'm not the one who designed the panel. Stall warning, we need that on. We come down here, we turn the sparks off. We don't need that, that's for start only. We don't need that today. We don't really need that. We don't really need that. But we will turn that on. And we have to turn that up and turn that up. That's these UV lights right here. And so now you see right here the generator, that light, it's red because I don't have enough RPMs to actually generate power. And if the battery gets down below a certain level, then all your avionics just turns off. But we are also watching our temperatures to I could slowly increase my RPMs now, get the engine revving up a little bit, and the generator light turns off, and we'll be heating everything up while we get the rest of this going. And let's go ahead and close the door now. And we're going to put that system over here. Turn this. That's what I like to see there. The other thing, and also technically, I don't know why, but in the checklist you were supposed to turn that back off. Seems like I would want that open and on, but that's the way the checklist says to do it, and that's what I'm going to do. We also look at our altimeter. So I would have listened to the radio and gotten got the barometric pressure and set that accurately, but I'm not doing that right now. But yeah, we're just a few feet above sea level here, so that does look correct. We're still engine up on our pressure, on our temperatures, I mean, and I think now I can give it a little bit more. Get to right about there, and let the temperatures warm up a little bit more. While we're in here, let's see if we can talk to ATC. See, now sometimes I get this and sometimes I don't, and I don't understand why. So on this trip we're going to have to pretend that we're doing ATC correctly, but I think there's something going on in Microsoft itself, because I've got my radio on. I mean, there it is, it's tuned correctly, but yeah, it just says not in use. And I've done things like say, okay, headsets. So see how it kind of took away a lot of the noise, but it doesn't do this. So it's like you're wearing them, but you should be able to hear ATC. You should be able to use this. But I'm going to take this off because I kind of like listening to that. I don't know why that's not working, but we're just going to pretend like we're doing it correctly. That's all I can say. All right, give it a little bit more of a run up here. And we were getting close to ready to taxi on out of here. Going to head ourselves on over to Jennings. Okay, sorry about that. Had to deal with some coffee, pretending to be in the real world and all that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get back to doing what we're doing here. So once again, we looked at the ATC, and yeah, for whatever reason, that just doesn't work. One of the things I do like to do is see if I can do this by braille here. Get my fingers on the keyboard and bring up my little map. There we go. It's a touch bigger. We'll pretend like we have an iPad with some flight following going on. Just so I can keep an eye on where I'm at. Alright, so yep, let's go ahead and do this. We got our clearance. We were told that we can go to this runway right here. Going on 27 out of KNEW. Alright, we'll put in 1 knock of flaps. That just did 2 all by itself. Okay, you stay there, buddy. 1 knock, that's what we're talking about here now. Come on now. And we're ready to rock. Just going to do a normal takeoff, not a STOL takeoff, because this is a regular airport, and we're not going to do acrobatic type stuff at a ATC controlled regional airport. So we lose the flaps altogether. We pull our RPMs down and put us into the green. We are climbing pretty good rate. We're going to get to about probably about 1,000, and then we're going to try to trim it out. We'll take a look at New Orleans as we fly by on our way to Jennings. It's a very nice. There's some clouds out here. Tomorrow the weather report is saying mostly sunny, very, very small chance of rain. These are all kinds of good things I like hearing. There has been some rain today. Alright, so we are getting right up there at about 1,000. Gonna slow down my ascent, trim the nose down, and look at the vertical indicator there, vertical speed indicator, and see what we're doing. Alright, try to get this guy to level out. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Sweet. All right. So yeah, gonna put New Orleans to our left, and then we got City Park is out that direction. That green over there, and this right here is the New Orleans Fairgrounds, site of Jazz Fest, and of course all the horse track racing. That trim just keeps wanting to not be right. I guess we got a little bit of wind going on here. Try to get this as even as I can so I can do some drone work here. Take a look at us. So yeah, look at that. I was mentioning Jazz Fest. So the apparently the Microsoft Flight Sim has taken photo data of the fairgrounds during Jazz Fest, because there's the tents. There's some crowds. Yeah, look at that, man. We got Jazz Fest going on. All right. Let's pop out here. Take a look at the drone view. Very nice. City of New Orleans. We'll fly right by the Superdome. Sorry for whipping my head around. Sometimes I forget about the fact. I mean, I've got the goggles on, and it looks great. But I know that when I'm recording this, I don't get to record my full field of vision. And whipping my head about does look a little difficult to take. So we'll try to do a little bit slower. All right. So let's bear west just a little bit. We're gonna get over here to what we locals call the west bank of the river. I'm going to go a little bit south of the Huey P. Long Bridge right there that you see off over my nose. And we're going to go a little to the south of KMSY, Louis Armstrong International Airport, which is over there, that blinky light in the distance. Yeah, if we had ATC ability, which we probably still don't, not in use. I don't know why Microsoft is. I don't know. I've checked forums, and people are usually talking about things that don't apply to me. I've got my radio on. I'm tuned. Like everything should be ready, and it's just sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But we would assume that we would talk to ATC, tell them, hey, we'd like to have permission to cross over. I don't know what elevation airspace I'm in right now. Pretty low, but I'll tell them, whatever that is, whether I'm in Class B, Class A airspace, permission to cross over. They'd give me permission and tell me which direction to go, and it all depends on which way the airport traffic is going. They may have told me to go north, they may have told me to go south like I'm doing, but we're just kind of assuming that I'm doing what they told me to do. And pretty soon we'll be out of their airspace, and we'll be on our way to Jennings. I think that here coming up, we're going to go ahead and put ourselves into a little bit of fast forward motion, and I'll see you there. All right, we're approaching Jennings. You can look down there. There it is, 3R7. But you know what? We've been flying for a while, and I'm feeling hungry. And one of the cool things about flying an airplane like this is you can land in little back country strip, little grass strip runways, and go camping and do whatnot. But down here in South Louisiana, what we also got is we got restaurants with a landing strip. So there's a place out here, out in that direction, called Cajun D's, or D's Cajun Restaurant, I should say. D's Cajun Restaurant. So what I'm gonna look for here is there's a road right up here that kind of hooks to the north. And then we'll follow that. That's actually in Evangeline, Louisiana. Let's see, is that? I know we kind of passed up these trees, and that might be my road right here. It kind of does like a curve to the north right here. That might be it. We do need to work on losing some altitude as well, because if I'm right, that's going to be Cajun D's right up there. Yeah, that road does like a little curve to the north right there. So we're going to follow our road. Now, in the real world, when we do Swamp STOL, it's kind of a little bit of a tradition to come out here to D's Cajun Restaurant. Some folks fly, some folks drive. So let's take a look to see how it is, because I know Microsoft does a really good job with a lot of things, but there are some things that are just auto-generated, because it's just they have an entire world, quite literally the entire Earth mapped out. So there are some things that are auto-generated. So let's figure out what we got here. If we can land at a strip that I know exists out in the wild. Look at that. The map says I'm showing up to SWIFF. I don't know what the little triangle means, and that's more letters in an airstrip designator that I've ever seen. So I don't know what all that means. But that seems like that's what I'm approaching to. Okay, it's going to be that building right there over my nose, right to the left of the road. But those trees are really tall. That's not correct. So let's bank out. Maybe we'll just land from the other direction and come in. We'll do a flyby. We'll take a look at Cajun D's from the air. We'll come to the north of it and land in this other direction where it seems like I got a lot more room. All right, getting down to a reasonable altitude, reasonable speed. Yeah, that's it. There's the little Shell parking lot out in front. Those two houses I don't think are actually there. But the strip is kind of like right in front of that Shell parking lot, heading to the south, going into this tree line that's right over here. It's not a short strip either. It's fairly decently long, and you could land it. Yeah, that stuff there doesn't exist in the real world. So we're going to come out here and we're going to make a landing, and we're going to go get some lunch at D's Cajun Restaurant. Alright, we are in the White Arc. Do one knock. I'll probably have to pass a driveway. So this should be a for real landing strip. But we're going to pretend like it is. There we are, on the ground. We taxi around. These houses don't belong here. We taxi around, we get off a little strip, and we go park our airplane right here. Well, I'm not going to fully turn off the aircraft. We're gonna pretend like we did, and we're gonna hop out, you know, head on over here to get some lunch. Yeah, the parking lot's a lot bigger. That's Dee's Cajun Restaurant. Nice. Let's take some Google pictures, see what this place really looks like, and you know, give you all an idea of what it looks like in real life. Okay, yeah, so looking at the Google satellite view, yeah, I'm correct in that, you know, those other little houses aren't there. This strip is a very long strip. There isn't a whole bunch of trees right in front of it. It would have been a very easy land. In fact, I think this flight sim put a tree line across right here, and all of the, you know, there's probably tree lines and trees and everything else, but all of this is a landing strip. So take a look over here. So yeah, so here's the restaurant. Like I said, it was a big shell parking lot, and then when you look to the left, yeah, got all that space, all that's you, and then you come out here and park your airplane, and go inside and eat. Yeah, it's a great place. I love this place. Okay, so we're gonna head on back, get back into our airplane. Now, honestly, we should be taking off in that direction. You know what? I'm going to do it. Since this isn't drawn correctly, I'm going to go ahead and start off in the Shell parking lot. Those trees don't exist. They're not there for real. So if y'all can pretend, I'm going to pretend. Alright. You think I can make it? We are in a Wilga. And up. Some of y'all had doubts, didn't you? That's what this is about, my friend. We get to the top of the next arc, we take out that last flap, bring our RPMs back down to green. Alright, now we're going to head for Jennings Airport, 3R7. There it is, right over there. So once again, since we're going to pretend like we're doing this for real, and when you arrive to the airport for the first time, you don't land in the competition area. You land at the legitimate designated runway. The competition area, like right now we're the day before the competition, so it would already be set up, and there's operations going on over there. So we would go ahead and call the tower. And remember when I said earlier that there was no tower here? During the competition, somebody brings out a portable ATC, and so we do have a tower, so to speak. So we'll call them up, let them know what we're doing. The automated system here giving you the NOTAMs of what's going on at this airport. If you were to listen to it when you're coming in to take a landing like you should be, it would instruct you that there is an event taking place and you need to tune to XYZ radio frequency, and then you do that and you let them know, hey, I'm intending to land here. And I say, okay, we got you, you're clear. All right. So right now I'm kind of doing a base. I'm at 1,000, so I would be kind of on my way to start to lose altitude instead of gaining. Starting to lose some airspeed there. It's right there off there to our right. let's line up on our runway. And it's got some, I don't know if we'll do it for this airport, but some airports it'll show you what it actually looks like. Yeah, see? It shows you what it actually looks like, what the runway configuration is. And see our runway right now that we're going to line up on. There's one that kind of runs pretty parallel to the interstate. And then we're doing the other one, the shorter one right there. Alright, lose some altitude, get into our 500-foot approach area. Hey, 3R7 Jennings Airport. This is Wilga PLZ 104. Coming in on final. I don't know how you really talk to ATC, but you know, those are the things, the types of information that would be said. And again, we're going to do a regular airport type of landing here. We're going to do 1 knock of flaps, and we're going to do a good rollout, come back around, and head over to the competition area. There's my knock of flaps. Look over to the right of the nose, you'll start to see it come into view. They got the grandstands. That's Jennings Airport, right there. So we'll do a nice little easy roll out, nothing super extreme. That, all right. So the right way to do it would be to go ahead and exit the runway, so you're not on an active runway. Come back around. That's the FBO right over there. And we'll come back over here, and of course we get back on the radio, make sure nobody else is landing, taking off, etc., etc., etc. And it's actually just across the runway, and we head straight over to our competition area. Just right over here. This is where it's going to go down tomorrow. I am so excited. Look at that. We got some people out there already tied down. Got people showing up. Grandstands already made. We're going to pretend like we already talked with everybody, and we're going to get ready to do this. Oh, look. Do we have our line judge? Oh, we got our line judge right here. Oh, look at that. This is great. They did great work on the scenery. Our line judge just changed clothes. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pull up on the line, get ourselves fully on the white. Boom. Oh, I'm a little forward, but you know, they're not going to let you back up, so it is what it is. All right, look at that. Grab my controller here. This is awesome. They did such great work. Everybody working at eSTOL, I mean, everybody doing the sceneries, everybody doing the line judging, camera work. This is going to be a great event tomorrow. We got the stands, everybody's all set up, everybody's ready. Got the production truck. That's where the announcers are going to sit. There we go. We got our announcer. Yeah, getting ready to talk about what's going on here. You should have a camera in your hand. All right. Anyway, cool. Yeah, we got swag being sold. Look at we got little toy airplanes. Little picnic area. Everybody's real excited, jumping up. Of course, we have there are some people who fly in just to look. And this one here is a P6 Porter. That might be with some of the exhibition. After the competition, they do like a little exhibition flights. That's great. Some folks come in, fly in, and just enjoy everybody's company and looking at the competition. And some of these people here might be in the next round. We get some sport class. We get some unlimited class. I'm in the touring class. Touring class generally goes first. Yes, indeed. They did a great job out here, man. I just cannot tell you enough. This is just amazing. All right, let's hop back in and do this. We'll do a quick little demonstration of how it's gonna go. I'm gonna turn the little VFR map off. We don't use that. Not here. We know where we're at. All right. So we got. All right. They give me the little countdown. They'll give me my 10. All right. I'm gonna counting down silently in your head, and then I start ramping up at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we go. Flaps in, up. I was a little past 100 feet, pretty sure, but hey, you know, that's all right. Competition. All right, lose the first. Losing second. All right. Getting my RPMs back in the green. We're going to be crossing 300 feet as we pass our first turn. There's 300 feet. We got our first turn. If you'll notice, probably see these pylons that are out here. That's a scenery package that's only for the pilots, and it kind of signifies where we're supposed to turn at. It keeps everybody pretty uniform, and also we're looking really, trying to stay really tight on time, so that viewing this is as exciting as possible. We're going to be 30 seconds apart from each other. Alright, so I'm going to maintain, get down, lose a little bit of altitude, got a little high there. Right, there we are, and we pull back on our speed a little bit here. I got a stopwatch when I do the competition for real. And there's my other pylon. It's a little hard to see. It's easier to see the blue tennis court, which is ironic. All right, and then when I hit this turn, right, boom, what I do is I basically start slowing it down, getting myself approaching the white arc. When I'm watching my stopwatch, I want to be at 2 minutes and 15 seconds when I hit this guy. That's kind of what I've been looking at. And I'll put in my first hit of flaps right there. I'll call my final. At this point, the person in front of me has probably already landed, and they're judging their distance. It came in a little high, but it's all right. I'm going to cut way back here. You can make adjustments on the fly. There it is. We're coming in for that landing there, buddy. And at this point, then, you know, I really hope that I'm going to be on correct timing, so everybody's good to go. But you got to try to do your competition, right? which is land just after that line and stop as soon as you can. Use the flaps, and oh, that was a little long for me. I've done shorter, but hey, that's how it's going to be, you know. This is competition. I'm pretty sure that one was a good one. It wasn't a scratch, and you definitely want your first of the day. You get 3. You want your first one to be counted in the books. So I did my first little practice here. We're going to go ahead and go to the parking area, and we're going to set up here next to one of these other aircraft and put out our tent, and just go talk to have some fun with some of the other pilots and do a little more practicing, and we're going to be ready to go for tomorrow. Jennings, Louisiana Airport 3R7. We're going to be there at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, or in other words, Central and local time. So we're going to come out here. Who do I want to park next to? Let's park next to the porter. That's who I want to park next to. Someone's got a tent without an airplane? Oh, they must be in line for the next practice. Okay. We'll pay attention to their tent. Come over here. We'll park next to the porter. And we'll put out my tent. Oh, I don't have a tent. I have a hammock. All right, we're going to go ahead and shut everything down. I think the software is going to make my camera jump a little bit, but that's all right. Boom. We're going to lose it. It's going to turn all this off. All right. Put that out. Turn everything off here, and then we're going to unpack and get ready, I would just slap that guy down. Boop, it's all off. And pull out this clipboard. We're going to unpack the hammock. Put everything in place. I'm going to hop out. Grab my controller here again on the camera and take a look. All right. There we are. It's on the ground. Oh, the grass is really tall. That's my camping stove. Somebody's got to mow. I'm gonna get somebody on that. But there we go, man. There it is. Sawdust Dragon, number 42, with Noodle flying as a co-pilot, mentor, and coach. Tomorrow at Jennings Airport. Y'all join me. It's going to be a great time. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye.